Now welcome to another edition of News from Naboo with Horse Lightning Takes. Let's get right to the news.
Alright, well, I want to talk about a little bit of the fallout from the Acolyte. We've got some of the post-interview to cover.
Oh, I was hoping we were talking about Fallout.
I don't want to compare those two things.
Nah, not comparable.
No. Entertainment Weekly did a big article where they sat down and talked with Leslye about how everything went and what plans she has for the future.
Oh, yeah, she needs to do something else now that she's done with the Acolyte forever.
First up, of course, they just asked her straight out if the season 2 was greenlit. And she said nothing. She's heard nothing. Then she kind of made it, nonchalant, like, you have to take a break. Especially after something like this. I don't even know how many years my brain has been going Star Wars, Star Wars, Star Wars, Acolyte, Acolyte, Acolyte. Just constantly solving problems. Constantly thinking about it. It was very weird to now be in a place where I don't need to do that. I always say to budding writers, the most important thing you can do is sit around and do nothing. Because the second you start to manufacture a story, you're going to get stressed out, and the story can't start that way.
Okay. She was clearly stressed out while writing this.
Clearly. Is that the excuse you're giving her now?
I guess so. Stress. It was all stress.
It was all stress. Yeah. But she also says that her brain is still doing it. It's like you're running and you can't stop. You can't shut it off.
What?
AKA, she's still thinking about it. She's still writing in her brain. She's not done.
It's all right. You can turn it
off.
She's not done yet. You can just shut it off.
She can't shut it
It's
off.
going to be okay.
No.
Do you think... I'm gonna put you on the spot. Do you think we get a season 2?
This is tough.
I'm not asking if you want one.
We didn't get a season 2 of Book of Boba Fett.
Well, that didn't really set up
that one didn't
in the
set
same
up
way.
another, yeah, this one really set up
This one set up
something.
a season 2, yes. When your characters are staring off into the sunset, it implies we're gonna...
Yeah, I feel like this might happen.
Really?
There's a chance. I mean, at the same time, Disney's not afraid of just kicking a project to the side, going, oh yeah, we told you there's going to be multiple seasons. And we're like, yeah, no. Willow, looking at you.
Yeah, that's true.
They foreshadowed 3 books. They're like, 3 volumes coming. Yeah. And they're like, we're not, because nobody liked it.
You would have thought they would have just edited out that end scene. Because at that point, they had to know this wasn't going well, right?
I would think so, but they didn't.
That's really weird. You think just cut that out?
They could have cut out the entire end scene where you even saw, like, look, there's a version of her inside of there who's bad. Yeah. No, they could have just ended with the sacrifice and the world was saved. Hooray!
And we all live happily ever after.
Maybe maybe if we watched it now, that wouldn't be there. I don't know.
You can't watch it now.
Then it wouldn't be there.
It's true. It's not there. Nothing is.
Oh, boy. So they talked a bit about what a season 2 would look like going forward. They talked about that Jedi skeptic senator, Ravencourt, and Supreme Chancellor Alien Face.
Okay.
Not his name.
Should be. It's a good name. It's a good, strong name.
She says that in regards to the Republic Senate, she wants to use them more. A generation or 2 generations have gone by since the Nile. There was a lot of drama, so it was just logical to me that there would be this, like, button-down idea. We're going to try to avoid the mistakes. Let's limit the power. Let's do that before someone asks us to. She thinks it was just logical to show Venestra as the bridge for that.
So what she's saying is she didn't read the High Republic.
Correct.
Because that doesn't make any sense if you...
Well, apparently, I didn't read the High Republic, so none of this makes sense to me at all.
No.
Mm-mm. Apparently, after the Nile, she decided that the Republic Senate would want to limit the Jedi's power.
Because they helped with the Nile?
Oh, that's too much of my brain just can't handle that.
They also helped with the plant monsters, the Drenger. Everybody forgets about the Drenger because they were like in there for like just the comics basically, in like one book, and they didn't really do much. They were kind of built up to be more. Sorry, I'm High Republican.
You're High Republican when nobody's read that.
Yeah.
Well,
there are a few of
the
us.
High Republic fans out there and stuff.
Unite High Republic fans.
She also says going forward, if she gets to continue telling the story, you'll see more of Vern's history with the Stranger and how that's affecting the decisions she's making now. Why are they still calling him the Stranger? Why not just say his name was Khmer? Who cares?
I don't know.
Like, the Jedi didn't really... Oh, it's Khmer. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
It's like that Jurassic Park scene, you know, where he's like, it's Dotson. I'm here with Dotson.
It's Dotson, everyone. Dotson.
Yeah, nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, that's Khmer.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, the name doesn't mean anything.
You'd think that we would have gotten the name. I mean, Osha's been, like, talking to him, and he's never like, oh, by the way, I do have a name. Not just...
Call me the stranger.
No, call me
Makes
the...
it more romantic
Call me the
that
stranger.
way. Totally.
Can we call him Strider?
Ooh. A man of mystery.
Let's not. That just makes Lord of the Rings
worse.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing Well, okay.
It would tarnish
Rings of Power
Aragorn forever.
Yes.
Yeah. She says one of her only regrets in season 1 is that she didn't...
One of them?
She didn't get to work in enough of Venestra's backstory. She wanted to explore as many nooks and crannies as she could in the time given, and Star Wars is the perfect place to do that because there's nothing but good nooks and crannies. All of this world that's available to you that you can dig into. So, of course, there were things I didn't get to explore.
So, that is an interesting quote. That's the most interesting thing I think I've heard her say in a while. Because it kind of implies she is told this is your time, right? You get 25 minutes an episode or something.
I guess.
Like 35 to 40, let's be fair.
They assume our attention span is low, yes.
So you're basically telling me, like, you had a bigger story in mind, for better or worse.
The more things she wanted to dig into, yes.
Yeah, but you weren't allowed to do it.
Which is
why?
bad.
Because that's part of the reason why this was bad. Because nothing makes sense. Everything just happens. We don't really understand the characters. And so you're telling me you wanted to do that, but somebody was like, no, we need this show to be short and stupid. They
probably used the word concise, but
okay,
you know.
Yeah.
She also talks about those final cameos, Darth Plagueis and Yoda. Of course, representing, as she puts it, the higher echelons of dark and light power.
Okay. Guess that's one way to put them.
She said, if I couldn't do Plagueis or Yoda, I think that would have been a real heartbreak. I think it sets up future storylines that could be really compelling.
That you won't be able to tell.
She wants to use them more, and I think she needs to be taken far away from Plagueis.
Well, yeah, Plagueis should just, like, peek back into the cave, like, oh, I didn't realize this was the Acolyte.
I'll be back later,
Sorry,
guys. When
wrong
Headland's
show.
gone.
Yeah. My bad.
Sorry, I'm going back to my book.
Yes, I apparently do not belong in live action because you can't handle me well. But it's interesting you say that, because does that mean you'd actually do a story with him, or is it just more of like, here's 30 seconds of Yoda, and
she has so much she wants to put into a season 2 that he would just be an afterthought again.
Well, I mean, would they be allowed to use him? Because, again, what she said before, it sounds like there's very limited time, or something. It sounds like Disney or Lucasfilm or somebody wants these shows to be this way. I mean, compared to Game of Thrones this week, it was like an hour and 10 minutes.
And that was...
It felt a little long.
That one did feel a little long. Maybe like 5 to 10 minutes
Really,
long.
really good. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, that did feel maybe a slight bit too long. But
most of the time it doesn't, because it's
good.
No,
it's just so good. You're just drawn in. You don't care if it's an hour or... You want it to be an hour
think
because
about
you want to
Netflix,
get all the time you
those
can get.
final episodes of the last season of Stranger Things, they were
like
an hour and a half
long,
plus.
They were like all a movie, yeah.
Yeah.
And they were really good.
People watch. It's streaming. If I want to take a pause and come back to a show later, guess what? I can.
What a crazy idea.
So give me full-length episodes. Give me, these should be hour long.
Yeah.
45 minutes to an hour. Do
it.
Continuing about the series and what she said about it, she said, we wanted to answer a lot of questions. We wanted to show Khmer's master. We weren't going to wait a second season for that. We wanted to wrap up the twin storyline. We were not going to leave everybody hanging. They've sat through all this, and we want to reward people for watching.
I feel like I do deserve like a reward. Like I've behaved and I watched the whole thing. I should get a treat. So did she just confirm Plagueis is Khmer's master?
No, she's Venestra. Because they showed
old master.
Her master. Khmer's master. Not a current. Yeah.
So what's Plagueis doing there?
He's just hanging out in a cave. I don't know.
Doesn't he have better things to do?
I don't know. He just hangs out in a cave.
The Plagueis I know doesn't just hang out in caves. He's got a lot going on.
The wording that she uses I don't like. We're not going to leave everybody hanging. But we did get left hanging. They did dangle story threads and left it. She says the dangling of other stuff, especially the legacy stuff like Manny's name.
You shouldn't use the word dangling when we had Naked Khmer in this.
Yoda, Plagueis, and what the background is with Venestra and her relationship with the Senate and how that's going to unfold with this sort of internal review of the Jedi. Where does that lead?
You mean everything you should have set up in season 1. Okay, go ahead.
Well, I hate that she also said that she wrapped up the twin storyline. I didn't feel like that was wrapped up.
What do you mean wrapped it up?
Well, she said
Isn't
earlier...
that just the beginning?
Well, she said earlier that she didn't want to leave people hanging. She wanted to wrap up as much as she could, and she said she wrapped up the twin stuff.
So the twins are done? How does that make any sense when
talking
one is
about
with
what
Vanessa
she
and
wants
the
to
other
do
is
in the
off with the
future
stranger?
with this second season, she's talking about Manny's name, Yoda Plagueis, what the background here with Vanestra is, Vanestra's relationship with the Senate, this internal review of the Jedi. That's what she's talking about for the next season.
All of which should have been in this season.
Yeah. She says, how is that going to fit in what we later see? That was the step I wanted to save for the tease, as well as Osha and the stranger's relationship. I felt like it was a really good thing to tease as well. Mostly, I need a full season for that. Like...
What?
I don't understand her at all.
Nobody does.
Nobody does. Sorry, that was weird.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. It made more sense than what you just read.
But don't worry. To end out the interview, she said, "It's such a triumph for me that in the making of it, there was no part of me that was like, I'm not going to fight for something. I'm going to get effing Cortosis in there no matter what. I'm going to get Amandala in there doing her own action, which she had never done before, and she stepped the hell up in order to do that. I got to do a corruption arc. I got to do a female character who's choosing darkness and evil, which is honestly my brand. But then I got to do it in this world. I like that her brand is darkness and evil.
Makes sense.
Sounds like something she was associated with. One could say legally? With a past job?
Yeah.
A female that got corrupted arc?
She's telling her own story, I think.
I've already said that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have.
Actually, I've already said that she was Camille.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because she's the one who's trying to corrupt the young, impressionable young lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need to really
We don't need to go into that too much.
Nope.
But she also wants everyone to understand Camille's side of the story and think he was a good guy.
Well, that you could see that there's some redeeming quality, and so if you sided with him, you are not evil.
AKA
right?
Leslye Headland is Camille.
Yeah.
She wrote herself in.
Actually, I would say Leslye Headland is Osha, right?
You think she's Osha?
And Camille is the other guy.
No,
the guy she used to work for.
He who shall not be named.
By. Yeah. I don't know why I'm not naming him.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's not Voldemort. Spoiler alert.
Thank God.
Maybe it is. I don't know, actually.
No, we don't want Headland playing with Harry Potter. She can she can stay out of Harry Potter universe.
Yes.
Get out of there. It's not for you.
Don't.
You already messed up one.
Yes. And though she was happy to do it, apparently.
She was very happy to do it, and she has more messing up to do in the future, is what she says.
She would like to, but
she wants a season 2 desperately.
I don't know.
She's waiting to hear from Lucasfilm. Who knows? If they never say anything about it again, I guess that's not a bad thing.
That's fine. It's like the Rian Johnson trilogy.
So I still want to know the story because that's...
They'll make a comic book or something, or, something.
Wrap it up.
Yeah, that's going to be all we got for you this time. Now it is your turn to take to the comments below and tell us what you think of any and all of today's news. And let's talk some Star Wars. And so until next time, thanks for watching.